Alexandria,
Yes.
you're out here homeless in Philadelphia.
Yeah.
Tell me about it.
It's a really long story. I don't really know how to make it short, but I'll do my best.
Sure.
So basically, I had a very, I'm not gonna lie, very fortunate but unfortunate life. As a kid, I went through a lot of sexual abuse and a lot of changes, and went back and forth between my divorced parents. And my mom tells me that she was really beaten as a kid, and her adoptive parents were very, very not good to her. And so the cycle of abuse doesn't really stop. So my mom is a really good mom, but she basically mentally hurt me in ways. And at 14 years old, I was taken from her and put into therapeutic foster care. There was a protection from abuse order at the time. My dad didn't want to house me anymore. I was with him for not even 9 months. He packed up all of my stuff, and I went to a new age type of orphanage shelter. I was interviewed by a foster family. I was in foster care for about 2 years. I was in the system altogether for about like 2.5, and I went back to live with my mom, and then within 9 months, she basically resented me for going into foster care, blamed me, and I was kicked out in the snow with no shoes on at the time.
Oh my gosh.
I called my boyfriend, who was my first, and I was with him for almost 5 years, and I have a son who's 3, and he's now living with my mom right now. I was actually homeless with him, and I lived in a shelter while my mom is living in a 5-bedroom beautiful home. But me and my mom, we just didn't click together. We couldn't live together. After everything that happened, it didn't work. So I was in a Reading YMCA with my son, and it was very hard. And so moving from house to shelter with my son, I didn't want to put my son through that anymore. So I brought my son to my mom, and because she wouldn't take me in, and now I'm here.
How long have you been out?
I've been officially sleeping on the streets and outside since December, so it's a year, but I've been homeless and bouncing back and forth for about 3 years.
Oh my gosh. And you told me you're 23.
Yeah. So ever since my son was born, I had a really difficult time. About a year ago, I was accepted into a licensed practical nursing school. I passed the TEAS test, which was a test of essential academic skills, but I couldn't work full time and go to school. So I was going to go into a domestic violence shelter, and then I was also looking into other shelters, and a special shelter called House of His Creation were especially going to take me in because they stopped taking women and children. They were only accepting pregnant women. But then a family said that they were going to take me in, and then gave me all this hopes and dreams, and they didn't think I was going to pass that nursing school test. And when I did, they were shocked. And the day before I was going to go for my uniforms and stuff, they sat me down. They were like, Alexandria, maybe it's because we're selfish, but we just can't do this anymore. And it was just heartbreaking because I was ready to go to school and I was ready to get my life together. And instead of going to a professional and House of His Creation or domestic violence shelter, I went to this family, and then they said that I couldn't live there anymore. They weren't kicking me out right then and there, but how could I believe anything they said? And then they cursed at me. It was unbelievable because I woke up for daily devotions. They said I didn't do anything wrong, but they said that their daughter's wedding was coming up, and but it's just
making excuses.
It was terrible. It's just thing after thing after thing.
But you're sleeping outside.
Yeah.
It's freezing.
I know. I've actually gotten used to it. I'm literally in just
layering. But you shouldn't have to get used to
I'm not layering. I only have one thing because I've gotten used to the cold, and I hate the cold. I love warm weather.
You shouldn't have to get used to this cold.
I know, and I can't get food stamps right now because if you look me up, Alexandria Elizabeth Carcello, I have only disorderly conduct on my record. I cannot get food stamps right now because I have a traffic ticket warrant. I tried applying for food stamps in the city of Philadelphia and I cannot get food stamps.
So what's your future like? Because you're smart. you seem like you got some.
I missed last Christmas because I really mentally I need help. I've been through a lot of trauma and.
Is there anybody out here helping you?
You would be surprised. Like people walk by me and don't even give me a time of day or tell me to get a job, but people don't understand. Like I have like a problem up here. Like I need to mentally be okay. I've never ever thought about getting on medication. I was always against being on medication, and finally I'm saying I'm so depressed. I don't want to live right now, but maybe I should try medication. I'm a believer of Christ, but I'm just having such a hard time. So after Christmas, to be honest, what I'm going to do is I'm going to put myself in a mental hospital and I'm going to try medication for the first time.
Get some help.
Because I really miss my son, and I'm...
Don't wait till Christmas. There's some good services.
I know, but there isn't good services. Like, all the shelters are full.
Yeah.
Unless you get there by 7 o'clock or a good time, they make you sit in a chair all night long. People steal from you. People take advantage of you. It's disgusting in there. It's just, like, I don't know what services there are because I would be using them. All this housing and when I called for the waiting list, they said that there was over 200 families on the women and children's waiting list. I felt hopeless. So I did what was best for my son, but now it's like, how do I get on my feet? I hadn't taken a shower until today at the Women's Center for a whole week. It's like, how am I supposed to get a job when my fingernails are dirty, it's embarrassing.
If you had 3 wishes, what would they be?
It's hard. If I had 3 wishes, it would be for all children to have a family and be loved, and for my son to have a great life, and to know if Jesus is real and for him to come back and for me not to be depressed anymore. I just want to be happy like a normal person. I want to feel normal, whatever that means, but it's like, I don't...
Thank you very much for talking.
Sorry if I was not that good.
Oh, there's no good or bad. You're yourself. And
Thanks.
that's what's important.
Thanks for listening to me.